Hello, I'm Will Sampson from Cabinet Maker and FDM Magazine. We're in the shop today to talk about the new line of cordless tools from DeWalt. Actually, really what we should start to talk about first is what really amounts to a revolution that's happening in cordless tools today. That everybody is developing new lithium-ion batteries which are smaller and lighter, and that allows for smaller and lighter tools but with similar performance functions as the bigger tools. You know, for a long time it seemed like there was a sort of an arms race in the portable power tool world, and they kept getting, you know, 18 volt and then 24 volt and all these, but they created tools that had big, heavy nickel cadmium batteries, and if you're using that on a job site all day, it got to be a real pain. So with the advent of lithium-ion batteries, tool makers were able to make smaller tools that had similar performance functions. One of the earliest ones that we tested was this little Bosch tool, and it uses a 10.8 volt lithium battery, and that's how it was marketed, as 10.8 volt. Now what we're seeing is that the lithium-ion batteries are still 10.8 volt nominal batteries, but the companies, DeWalt included and several others, are now marketing these as 12 volt max because the peak power is 12 volts, but it's still a 10.8 volt battery, so there's a little bit of confusion there. But the thing to understand is it allows for a smaller, lighter, more powerful tool for the size that may be more convenient for you to use. In the case of this DeWalt cordless screwdriver, the first thing that you notice when you compare it to something like the Bosch tool is you can put it down and it stands up. The Bosch tool and several others like it use a tubular type battery that goes in the handle, and it just doesn't balance, it doesn't work that way. So that's a convenience feature. Other features on the DeWalt, it has a little hook on here so that you can put it on your belt and carry it that way, and the hook goes on either left or right side. One of the things I really like about it is it has a chuck that is one-handed, and that means that you can push this there and pull out your bit just like that, and putting in the bit is just as simple as that, and it's locked in solid. Now compare that to, you know, more conventional style where you have to really use two hands or to put it in or take it out. Not, you know, you could probably with a little bit of gymnastics figure out how to get it out one-handed, but it's not as easy and fast and simple as what you just saw with the new DeWalt chuck. Another big advantage of this unit is lighting on it. Now there have been a lot of tools that have come out, cordless tools with lights on them, and this is a good example of what the issues are. With just one light here, then you can see if you light up the work surface right where you're contacting the bit is still in shadow. So it is a light, but right where you need the business end, there isn't much light there. What DeWalt did is they came up with putting 3 lights that are all around the chuck. And so that means that your work area is completely illuminated with very little shadow at all. So that's very handy, and again, you can trigger the light without triggering the bit, or you can have the light going on while you're drilling. So those features are really nice. Another thing, since the battery is separate and, you know, at the bottom of the handle can be thinner and more ergonomic. So particularly for folks with small hands, for women, this may be a much more comfortable grip than the kind of larger round grip that has to accommodate the battery in the handle. But of course, you know, the big question is how does it perform? Well, let's just give these a try and give you a comparison. This is the DeWalt. Okay, we didn't get a real good grip on that bit on that one, so that may have colored that, but I think you'll see a little bit of a difference here. So, a little bit faster, a little bit more powerful. Recently we used this unit here to install some subflooring in a cabin that we're building, and you know, I thought that in that kind of a circumstance that we would be wanting a bigger drill driver and more powerful with more durability, but it was surprising this held up really well driving all those screws, and definitely was a great alternative for comfort and weight and size. I think that you know, if you can get over some of the macho idea of this little screwdriver thing, it's definitely something that you might want to look into. It has, just like bigger drill drivers, it has a wide variety of clutch settings and the maximum speed. In addition to this particular unit, as part of the family of these 12-volt max tools that DeWalt is coming out with this fall, there is also a drill driver that has a toolless chuck so that it'll handle drill bits more easily. That one doesn't have a light, but it has the regular chuck on it. Then there's also a impact driver, and there is a freestanding light that uses this battery that's a very nice little lighting system. And all of those again use the same 12-volt max lithium battery. Comes in a case like this with a charger and 2 batteries. It's a nice little setup, and definitely a great alternative to having to heft around say a big 18-volt driver all day long if that's what you need to do. So it's something definitely worth checking out. That's what we got for today. Thanks for watching.